Sun's down into your eyes. It's too strange.
Your face looks backwards.
Yeah.
So do you know what's gonna happen? You done all this already? As me?
I don't want to talk about time travel. Because if we start talking about it, then we're going to be here all day talking about it, making diagrams with straws.
We both know how this has to go down. I can't let you walk away from this diner alive. This is my life now. I earned it. You had yours already. So why don't you do what old men do and die?
Why don't you just take your little gun out between your legs and do it? Boy.
Oh boy. So Ralph, you look pretty sleepy today.
Dude, I have to poop.
You have to shit. We just started.
I know. I just remembered this moment.
So-
dude, quick story. I was in at work. We were in these all day meetings with
Okay.
like really high up clients, and 3 days of meeting. Only the third day I actually had to do anything, but like I still was in the meetings. The whole time I'm fine. All of a sudden, like a minute before I have to present. Not a, hey, you need to go to the bathroom.
It was
hey,
emergency.
It was, you had to go to the bathroom 30 minutes ago, and I had to hold it, and
was
I
it
was
like
shaking.
was it explosive shit too?
No, it was like a heavy, like, like, you know when you put a car with too much, like, supplies from Home Depot and it's leaning down?
The suspension
That's
dips.
how I felt.
That's a terrible feeling.
Oh, it was
I have a
horrible.
better story for you.
What's going
about
on?
a concert. A concert I was supposed to be at on Tuesday. So I
Where
ended
were you
up.
supposed to be?
I got free tickets to see Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson in
Oh, we were
Jones Beach
talking
on
about
Tuesday. Shout out to Mike Bittman for the free
Oh,
tickets.
Jones Beach, that's close.
It's an awesome. No, it's honestly not that much further than PNC. It really isn't. It took us an hour and 40 to get there, and that was with traffic. Yeah. It's pretty reasonable, and it's a much better place than PNC. So I went with the landlord and Richard Connolly Randazzo. And
sucks.
I know he does suck, but by the way, happy birthday to Richie. It is his birthday.
Did you see what I posted on his wall?
I did see.
Patriots cake.
So we get to the concert, and Richie brought some marijuana for us to smoke some joints. And we smoked a joint. We're smoking a joint. And I go to hand it to Richie, or vice versa, not seeing a state trooper drive by us at the same time.
Oh, cool.
So we're like, shit. When state trooper drives by, we're like, okay, we're good. And then he does a U-turn, and he comes back around to us, and gets out of the car. Now, I did not panic at all, because when he came around, he did not turn on his lights, and that was the first sign to me we were okay. He's like, giving it to me. I was like, sir, I don't have anything. And I go to Richie. I'm like, just hand it to him. He asked if we have anything else. I had my pen on me, but my pen is fully legal in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
He searches us. Richie's like, I have one more joint. And then he goes into Richie's pocket to get two more joints. So,
Richie, what are you doing?
I will say, shout out to the Jones Beach Police Department, because this cop was awesome. He was really cool. He grabs my pen, he grabs Richie's 3 joints, and he goes to me, yours is a misdemeanor. You're a felony to Richie. He's like, we got to search the car, and he sees the plates from New Jersey. He's like, do you guys have heroin? Do you guys have pills? And I'm like, dude, we don't do that. Like, he's like, how often do you come to New York? I'm like, I come to New York to watch the Mets. And he's like, that's punishment enough. And so this is the messed up part. So he's like, they let us go. No charges or anything. Poor landlord is sitting there. I made an ass out of her because they looked through her purse. Sorry again to the landlord. And he goes to me.
I'm sure she was happy with you.
She was fair. I'll give her that, and more fair than that I deserved. So then he goes to me, go throw out your cartridge. I was like, okay, that's more than fair. And he lets Richie keep the joints. He made Richie rip him up and keep him in the bag, so we got to keep all the weed. But the cop was so cool. He was more or less like, you did it right in front of me. Don't be a dumbass. He literally said to me, smoke it in your car or in the stadium like everyone else. So it was more like
they don't want to write those tickets.
No, he was being super cool. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, if anyone was going to get in trouble, it was Richie. I would have gotten a ticket. And at the end of the day, it becomes fully legal in New York on September 1st. So by the time the court case would come around, I'm in the clear. Like,
I think that's so ridiculous when they pass a law. It's
just
legal.
pass
and
it. Just pass it. Just let them people
You know,
do whatever.
I bet they're arresting no one because like unless you're being like you can only get a charge with it in New York if like it's tacked onto something else like breaking, entering, and possession at this point.
So we they let us go. We're like, what a relief. Let's go into the concert. We go to our seats. They're awesome seats. And then this storm comes in. Literally, they went from like overcast to pitch black at 7:30 p.m.
Oh, cool.
And the lightning, because you're on the beach at Jones.
Wait, what day was this again?
Tuesday. I know it was storming here.
Oh,
but literally it went pitch black, and you're and then
it was
if
bad
you've never been,
Tuesday.
if anyone isn't familiar with Jones Beach Theater or you've never been, it's literally on the ocean.
I've been
It's,
on the.
I'm just. I wasn't sure if you've
Oh.
been there. It's literally on Jones Beach. It's
Yeah, it's
in
like
the
on a
water.
pier.
So, and there's this lightning nonstop, and we're talking full over the sky, and the storm wasn't moving. And you think there's a noise ordinance in New York City that you can't do a concert past 11:30, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
They waited till 9:45 to tell us that the show wasn't happening. So we didn't even get to see the concert. I feel very lucky that I didn't get in trouble. That just tells you kids don't do drugs in public, and you'll be safe. So now that that story's out of the way, welcome to episode 15. We've made it 15 episodes, Ralph, into You Watch, I Listen. 15 episodes. Let's give ourselves a round of applause with a growing audience.
That's
Twitter
a baker's
followers.
dozen.
I don't think that's a baker's dozen. I think a
baker's-
baker's dozen is 13.
No, baker's dozen is 15.
What do I know? I've never been a baker. Now, before we get started,
You've been baked at a Jones Beach.
yeah, I mean, I was a little baked, but before we get started, got to give a shout out to a couple people. First off, Blood Rain Lit Mag. Again, $9.99 a year gets you 4 issues, telling you the best fiction in horror and paranormal fiction coming out. And to our boys at Lobo Sound, they've been awesome. Vince, Dan, they've been so cool. They're doing a great job with Bobo's EP. That's really picking up.
How great was that interview we did with him?
Oh, that was
I guess it wasn't an interview.
It was a little a live spot. And big shout out to them. They've been fantastic. They're working on the Bobo Christmas EP. And I got to give one new read to our good friends. Another podcast you guys should check out. Bros and Broads, pay attention because this shit's about to get as real as it could ever be. While listening to your favorite podcast, and I know, Ralph, you like to drink. You like having an occasional beer. Don't you ever wish that we were sitting here just pounding back a few beers? Maybe
the only
getting
thing
a
we
little...
ever drink are those horrible cooler beers.
The cooler beers, which are still in there. But, I mean, imagine listening to a podcast where they're drunk right now and they're getting more and more drunk as the show goes on. There is a show for that. Did you know there's a show for that, Ralph?
I did not.
Fudge and Finn's hashtag Shots for Like podcast is about to become your favorite podcast of all fucking time outside of You Watch, I Listen. Join Fudge, Finn, and their guests while they discuss sports, video games, movies, TV shows, and whatever else comes to their mind, all letting the liquor do the thinking and talking, I guess. Visit shotsforlikepodcast.com to choose which podcast platform you would like to listen on and to follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Cunts. So
I'm friends with them on Facebook. The images they post in support of their...
I've known these guys for a long time. They went to our high school. Two
good guys.
Two of the coolest, most laid-back dudes. They do a really, really funny show. If you really want something entertainment that's an easy listen, this is where you got to go. Shots for Like podcast. They're awesome. We're going to be doing a collaboration with them soon. They're looking to come here soon, and they want us to come in. We'd have to figure out driving situations if we're going to be drinking.
I was going to say we could have the fiance, but that never works.
Oh, well, because she's usually the one doing the shots.
She's been better lately.
Has she? So before we go into things, I saw a couple of funny things from preseason football. Now the one I saw today was about Davis Webb, actually, who looked terrible yesterday. Yeah. But what do you expect?
He hasn't played in a fucking year.
Did you hear what Baker Mayfield said about him?
No, I didn't. I don't watch anything with preseason at all.
It's not worth it. I like watching it because I like seeing.
I don't want to see the fan the next day.
I don't care about the first and second string guys. I like seeing those fringe third and fourth string guys to see if they have some heart and fight in them, because those are the guys I'm interested in. But with no game planning, it's not worth watching. But Baker Mayfield, who did look solid yesterday, I guess when he came on, he was Davis Webb's third string when he was a redshirt freshman. Mm-hmm. Davis Webb apparently can't throw a football when it's wet. He was making Baker Mayfield wipe down all the footballs for him because he can't grip and throw a spiral when the football's wet. Really good idea to have him in New York, I guess, right?
He's not the quarterback of the future.
No.
He
still should have started over Geno Smith, but...
I mean, anyone should.
Yeah, anyone over Geno Smith.
The worst part of that is that Geno actually played a good game, too, which is what infuriates me.
Yeah, so Ben McAdoo was right?
Yeah.
He was
His
right.
best coach ever.
I had something else from Cam Newton. Did you see the stuff with Kelvin Benjamin?
No, what Kelvin Benjamin said?
Well, you heard what Kelvin Benjamin said about him, right? If I had any other more accurate quarterback like Eli Manning, who That's not a good person to go with. Kelvin Benjamin, so he calls out saying that he would have had better numbers and a better career.
I feel like no one really likes Cam
Well,
Newton.
first of all, who was he to call out an MVP quarterback, a guy who won an MVP?
Brought you to
when
a
he comes
Super Bowl.
in built like Mike Tolbert in some seasons. He comes in fat and out of shape, built like a fullback, and he's calling out his former quarterback when he's had one good year in his career, Kelvin Benjamin.
He had an okay year.
He had 1,000 yards. I got to give him props.
1,000 yards are a
it
dime a dozen
doesn't
at
mean
this
much,
point,
but I will say on Carolina, 1,000 yards where they're running the ball more than any team in the league, it is a little more impressive. That's the one year he lived up to his first round billing.
I get it. I've never been a Kelvin Benjamin fan.
Who would you blame for a problem with productivity between the combination of Cam Newton and Kelvin Benjamin? You blame Kelvin Benjamin.
MVP candidate.
Yeah, MVP winner. He won an MVP.
Oh,
Cam
I
Newton.
said candidate.
Yeah, unless Kelvin Benjamin's a candidate.
You and me are MVP candidates.
So yesterday, Cam Newton confronted him at the preseason game. He went up to talk to him. He tried putting out his hand to shake it and talk to him. And Kelvin Benjamin, like a little punk bitch, walking away.
Maybe he couldn't lift his arm because he was having a massive heart attack.
Yeah, well, fat shit. I just think it's crazy.
He's at a QB haven now in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, Josh Allen, who fucking can't hit a 10-yard out, but he can throw it 90 yards, no problem. All right, so why don't we jump right into our things from last week?
All right.
Now, I want to go first because of the simple reason that the fiance texted me about the movie I gave you last week and gave me her opinion on it.
Okay.
So I'd like to expand upon that.
All right.
Now, I want you
I
to...
really need to shit.
Okay, well, let's do the album. We'll
No. I want to see how far we can get.
Okay. There's a bucket in here if you need to shit. So you gave me the album Wake Pig by 3. Mm-hmm. Now, I want you to read what I wrote right here and what's underlined.
Shit.
In all caps. What can I say about this album?
To be fair, before you go into, I did not hype this album.
No, you did
I
not.
even
I'll
told
give you
you
that.
this is an album that I liked, and it.
Well, you said you were interested to see what I had to say on it. Mm-hmm. What can I say about this album that hasn't already been said about Afghanistan? It was fucking It was literally one of the most generic, cookie-cutter, forgettable albums I've ever heard in my life. I gave one song a 5, and it was an acoustic song.
Oh, the acoustic song stinks too.
It's a great acoustic song, but
I
that's
don't
how
think
low I thought of everything else.
Wait, which one? There's a couple on
the first one, Bramha Torah.
Oh, I hate that one.
Everything else, 2 1 1 2 2 0 2 1 1 1 1 0. The last song is 15 minutes of nonsense.
By the way, the last song,
I thought it ended and then it starts again.
That's only in the deluxe edition. I actually never heard that one till the first time.
Amazed Disgrace.
Yeah, that one.
Oh man,
The
really
last
edgy,
song,
man.
Max's, I like that one.
I gave that a 1, man.
You don't like it?
Literally, so this is the first
You're
one.
yelling into the microphone. Look at the thing.
I'm angry about this album that you gave me. I would have rather listened to Cut Copy than this. Now, I will say that the music on it is good. I can tell that they are very Coheed-ish, considering that one of the band members, his brother's in Coheed. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, his brother was a drummer for Coheed, so
maybe
I can see
I
where
didn't know that.
I can see where the inspiration comes from. But like it was so just what you would expect. It sounded like glam metal to an extent, and it just the lyrics stunk. The
lyrics
voice
are
stunk.
god-awful.
The music is solid, but it's so like nothing stands out
So
about
the
it.
problem I have with the album is that anytime it's building momentum, and every time you go, okay, this is good, it takes a left and it goes into like some falsetto bullshit.
There was the one song. Oh yeah, that was a One Way Town. Oh, it was like a terrible punk pop song.
I
rather
actually
listen
the
to Good
second time
Charlotte.
when I was re-listening it to like kind of refresh myself, it went from an album I really liked when I was stupid. That's what it is.
Of
It's
course,
an album you
there's
like when
always
you're
music
stupid.
that you liked when you were younger that
And then
you may not like
a
now.
few years ago when I kind of restarted listening, I was like, this is not good.
Yeah.
This time I went, ugh.
It's
I don't think it's as bad as you say, but it's not a good album.
okay. So maybe me saying I think it's bad. Saying it's terrible is probably giving it too much credit.
You
but
also tend to, when you dislike something, there's
I go
nothing
all
you
in.
do
No,
to
no,
redeem
I
it.
absolutely.
You're a 1 or a 5 kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm either all in or all against, or I'm all in on hating, we'll say. But the thing that stuck out to like Cut Copy sticks in my mind in the sound more. This was so forgettable. The first time I listened to it, I had to say, did I just finish that album? Because it did not capture
It
me
gets
at any single
progressively
point.
worse too.
Yeah,
That's the worst.
It got worse on multiple listens.
The first few songs aren't that bad.
No, the first I gave the first song a 2. 'Cause I was
That
like, it's a
first
good
riff,
jam. It's
when
a good
it
jam.
starts, doesn't you go, wow, like it has a
Yeah,
pounding drum?
yeah, for
and then
sure.
all of a sudden it stops, and the guy kind of like moans into the microphone. it never hits what it could
No,
have been.
it definitely sounded like they were trying to be Coheed in a lot of ways. I mean, but not the structure of Coheed. I usually don't like the high whiny pitch voice. I'd much rather listen to Coheed. It's like I said, musically they're very good. The drummer is great. The guitarist is great. The bass player is
very
great.
good.
The bass player, the rhythm section's fantastic. But everything else, it sounds like these guys are the people that wear their own band shirts at like shows at a club, or they think they're rock stars.
This album confuses me because I don't think it's as bad as you think it is. I won't say I recommend it, but I did bring it to the table.
Yeah, of course.
I do think I think it's a concept album, but there's
what's the concept?
There's nothing in it that would
Misery.
intend, lead
Yeah,
you
yeah.
to that. And it does have those good musical breakdowns, and then you start going, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good, and then all of a sudden it's like some artistic bullshit, but it's not even like, it's not even pretentious, it's just bad.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. Like they're trying to be something they're not. Like,
I thought you were going to like it more than I liked it, but...
I don't even know if I think it was shit.
Here,
like,
let me see your...
Don't read anything else in there. I have other notes, but like literally it just was one of the most forgettable... If forgettable is probably a bigger insult than terrible.
I can't believe you gave Bramha Torah.
I
hate that song.
I liked the acoustic jam. I thought like I could sit there like and just listen to someone playing that. It's actually that riff is not the easiest
Where's
guitar
Max?
riff.
You gave one.
Where's
Max is good.
No, maybe because I was so turned off, but I was fucking bored. It was so not like literally you could take a piece of shit in your hand and you throw it at the wall and it sticks.
I like you go to the same few metaphors where you just shit, poop, third
semen,
world country,
cum.
How you want to kill yourself.
I never said how I want to kill myself, have I?
I'm sure. I
mean, I want to, but I never said how.
You know what? You and I have some in common.
We're both hoping. You have a couple months before you actually just.
Oh no!
kill yourself.
No! I don't want me to kill myself.
Oh, you want me to kill myself? Okay, I'm hoping you get killed. That's the difference. But it just was literally nothing about this album at any point had me like sitting there like, okay.
I feel like it had a lot of potential, and they just pissed it away.
If they had maybe a better songwriter, a better producer who like said this isn't in place
sort of
here.
Focus.
Yeah, it was just like they were trying to be this like they went in there thinking we need to show people how great we are. That's what it sounds like. And when you do that, you're gonna make that. When you do that, you make Saint Anger. That's exactly what happens when you try to like show.
It was the same year as Saint Anger.
Yeah, so maybe they listened to Saint Anger and said we could do this. So this album I gave a 0.5 out of 5. No, it's like I don't think I think
it's like a 2.
Musically, I probably hated Cut Copy more, but Cut Copy sticks in my mind more than this does.
Cut Copy songs get stuck in your head. There's nothing that gets stuck in your head here.
Yeah, no. Well, Cut Copy didn't get stuck in my head either. Besides, I don't even remember the name of the one song, but I did like that one. There was nothing on here I would ever play again. It did nothing about it.
It's just forgettable.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest insult you can have in music.
The first song they
like Saint Anger is more memorable because it's so terrible that it's fun to make fun of.
Saint Anger is significantly worse. Than
it's significantly worse. But Saint Anger is fun to make fun of. You can remember what to make fun of. I will not remember this in a day, let alone a week.
I did not like this.
No.
I did. I liked this album.
Well,
I don't like it anymore.
Yeah, you were young. Dude, there's all music that we liked when we were younger. I fucking bought Lit's album when it came out.
I wonder, let's not...
No, that album actually wasn't bad.
So I wonder, that's one of those albums where I want you to listen to it again, like, down the road, knowing you hate it
give
now.
me a repeat album.
You give me the same Tom Cruise album.
What?
No, I don't. He's constantly making action movies. He's America's greatest.
You seem to have a big issue with Tom Cruise.
No, it's not
that.
No,
you do.
You bring Tom Cruise up every...
No, I don't. I bring him up when he's in the subject. We had Minority Report and Mission Impossible, which, by the way, is still the #1 grossing movie in America. So you're in the minority here.
One out of every 5 movies you've given me is a Tom Cruise movie.
That's not true. There's been 15 episodes, so it's 1 out of every 3. So
no, you're math.
I'm not a math teacher. Sorry. So go on. Let's go in. Album sucked. What was the movie I gave you, Ralph?
You gave me Tom Cruise.
I just gave you Tom Cruise. I gave you Going Clear, the Scientology documentary.
I saw that.
That was great. It was fucked up. But
I've had enough of Scientology. The fiance loves Scientology. She doesn't love Scientology.
Is she thinking of converting?
She is. I got to get my feet in order.
That would be if she did that. She'd be all in. And I'm the crazy blonde.
You could see her becoming into a cult though.
Oh, I could totally see her like buying into whoever the cult leaving you for a cult leader or trying to get you to join the cult, kind of like
And here's the thing,
Waco,
like
Waco.
I probably would join it just to say, hey, let's
You would
see where
let the
this
cult
goes.
leader knock her up a few times, and you'd raise the bastard.
All right, we were just having fun, and you have to go that way.
Go all dark.
All right, you
All
gave
right.
me Looper.
Looper,
Okay.
Bruce Willis, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Emily Blunt, directed by Ryan Johnson.
So, I did want to see Looper when it first came out. I just never did.
There was a lot of people like they're like, this looks cool, and then they forgot about it,
So I went in with some pretty high expectations.
which usually sets you up for disappointment.
I have to say, without hyperbole, it may be the greatest science fiction movie I've ever seen. This is the first movie you've given me I don't have even the slightest nitpick for. Not a single thing I would change about it.
I absolutely
By far the
agree.
best movie you've given me. Better than The Wrestler, which is actually a movie. There's
I think it's
nothing-
flawless. It's absolutely
It is
flawless.
a flawless movie.
It's cast perfectly.
It may be the greatest science fiction movie I have ever seen. I kept comparing it to, in my opinion, Blade Runner is the best science fiction movie. And at the end, I said, I don't know.
And I think a lot of people would actually agree with you because I know Blade Runner is. I would say it's divisive in some. I know some people just can't stand Blade Runner.
You have to watch the director's cut.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I know people that have watched it direct. I have a friend Jeff who has a great taste in movies, and he hates Blade Runner, but he also doesn't like 2001. It's a certain style of science.
2001's
I love 2001, but it's a certain style.
2001's also a movie for its time. I think
I-
Blade Runner ages better.
I agree.
Than 2001.
Now Looper, it's the way it tells the story. It doesn't leave any holes. It explains everything.
There's-
The little things they explain end up paying off in the long
not
run.
a single thing I saw coming.
Yeah.
It just
Little, like even Jeff Daniels was great in it, and his
Jeff
small part.
Daniels. First of all, I'll give you this. Jeff Daniels is fantastic. The guy who
Oh,
played
the
Kid
kid
Blue.
that played
Kid
Sid.
Blue is one of the greatest.
Kid Blue, yeah.
Greatest. I like when there's a big villain and then there's an underling who's trying to get the.
Yeah.
And I have a
Impress.
theory about that. I'm sure you know the theory I have about
Okay.
that.
Let me hear your theory. Explain it to the
I
people.
think Abe is Kid Blue in the future.
You're probably right.
There's nothing in the movie which by the way I like that they don't confirm or
Yeah,
deny.
correct.
The fact they leave it up was a great decision. But I think that is such a cool when he hits him with the hand.
Yeah.
And you can almost see now. Granted, I know
He's like, I know this is gonna hurt.
I know it's gonna hurt, and he almost winces, but not winces because he feels it, because obviously he wouldn't.
course, yeah.
But you can almost see like
But would he if he's from the future?
he would feel the results of the pain.
But maybe if he remembers feeling it initially,
Yeah, like
he's
his
like, I can block it out.
Yeah.
And there's, I think one of the things that I just watched it again. It was probably the third time I've seen it since it came out. And it's one of these ones, and I think that's with any great science fiction specifically. It gets better upon multiple viewings. It's one of the most well-crafted science fiction films
I
as
couldn't
far
stop
as
thinking
direction.
about when I was going to bed. I kept throwing. It was how when I first saw season 1 of True Detective,
You were like,
was
oh my
running
God.
it by my head, and
The scene that's visually just sticks out in my head so much watching it again is when he lifts the kid, he falls down the stairs, and then he floats the guy, and you see the blood come out of him. And
they
just the way they do.
could've-
I usually hate when action or sci-fi uses too much slow motion, and the slow motion in this was executed so perfectly to tell
it just
the
kind of
story.
drips out.
Yeah, exactly. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, fantastic in it. He had like the persona and the mannerisms of a
I'll tell you
Bruce
this,
Willis.
He didn't look, and I know they did a lot to make him look
Yeah,
like
of
Bruce,
course.
but he was young Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he was young Bruce Willis, and it was little things like.
Did you like emo Bruce Willis?
I liked emo Bruce Willis. I thought one of the things I thought was really cool is the alternate timeline of if he had killed his future self. Just there were so many things in this movie that keep it on.
It's the best
probably-
science fiction movie I've ever seen.
It may be. I mean, are you considering Terminator 2 a science fiction movie or an action
Okay,
film?
I'll say this.
It had a lot of Terminator 2 elements to it.
Yeah,
and you could say the time travel at a minimum.
Let's take out like movies like Star Wars, the new Star Trek, because even though
Those are
that's
like adventure epics.
Yeah, those I kind of
Not
put in a
adventures.
different
It's not an
category.
adventure. A true science fiction movie is a slow burn that makes you wait till the end for the
This
payoff.
movie was perfectly paced.
I agree.
Nothing was spoon-fed, but nothing was
Nothing was heavy-handed. Nothing was spoon-fed. There was nothing that made you sit
it
there. I could have
created-
done without
I'll tell
that.
you what a science fiction does well. A movie does well when they create a world.
Yeah.
They created a fantastic world. Because one, they created two worlds: the future, which you only see glimpses,
and you only
of.
hear that time travel was invented 30 years from now, instantly outlawed, and then you hear about this Rainmaker, and you don't know what led to the Rainmaker being the Rainmaker.
I didn't see it coming.
I remember the first time I saw it when he was taught in the first 15 minutes. He's like, "You got these people called TKs, that telekinesis. They just float coins."
You kind of forget about it.
And then you see, you're like, "Whoa!" And when the kid gets mad, Sid, little kid in that movie was fantastic. He was such a good actor. And
It reminds me of Micah when he gets angry.
no, usually just sweat and food coming out. When Emily Blunt goes into the safe because she's aware of it, hinting at this
How
is the
strong
spot.
this
This is
kid
the
is.
fucking spot.
They almost made it when they're explaining him earlier in the movie. It reminded me of Kaiser Soze. Like you made a myth.
And watching it again, like I said, the third time I saw it, I could see why some people did say this, that the ending just happens abruptly. Like this, it builds this thing, and then he just, spoiler alert, he shoots himself in the chest. But that was the payoff. It was all about, how can I stop this inevitable thing from happening?
Everything in the movie is why that doesn't bother me is because it shows how snap decisions set up your life and how
Correct.
your future is affected by the things
Yep.
that mean the least. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. You're gonna make fun of me with this,
Sure.
but when
I'm gonna do it anyway.
me and the fiance met on a dating site, and I could distinctively remember when I messaged her, it literally was not like this moment, like, this is going to be what sets up my life. This is going to
of
be
course.
the girl. Like, to me, it was just like a throwaway
It was the
moment.
first push on the
I was-
dominoes.
just to let you know, I was blacked out drunk, and I sent her this big rambling thing about Han Solo.
Yeah, I remember hearing the story 15 times.
Well, fucking once an episode.
Once an episode.
Like in that moment, his future, that was a decision he made in that moment, and it set up his future, which happened to be.
Yeah, and another thing that we just held hands a little bit.
Yeah.
Another thing that was cool was when the
By
first
the way,
the first
without
guy
any
who
context, there's no visual element.
We just touched hands
It's just
by
because
accident.
people are thinking that we just slowly grabbed our hands. Why are we doing it again? No one can see.
Well, I wanted to this time. The first part where his friend says, "I didn't close my loop. My guy got away," and then they show cutting the
body
fingers
parts
off.
falling.
That is so cool. And then you obviously see that when
Creepy.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt gets shot with the salt pump shotgun.
Yeah, you see the
and then you
scar
see the
here.
scars. It was truly.
By the way, Bruce Willis.
it's probably his best performance. Honestly,
It is, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt steals the show.
Joseph
Emily
Gordon-Levitt,
Blunt steals.
she's great. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, everyone thinks he's a good actor, but he is probably.
I love Joseph.
He's been in very few movies that I think just stink.
The film noir element is great.
Yeah, correct.
You could
Ryan
tell
Johnson is a phenomenal
You can tell
storyteller.
the Brick influence with that, just the
Yep.
way he talks.
And there's little influences I can see in the episodes of Breaking Bad he directed as well. One of the most famous and divisive episodes in Breaking Bad is The Fly, which I think is a phenomenal episode.
I've never finished Breaking Bad.
You're a
so-
cocksucker for that. But
There's no
it's not a spoiler, but the Fly episode, it's a standalone episode about Walter White in the lab trying to kill a fly. And it's all just isolated, and a lot of people hated that episode. And the first time I saw it,
like a bottle episode.
yeah,
I love those episodes.
The whole season before that, there's all this crazy stuff going on. Is Walt going to get killed? Is Jesse going to get killed? And then you just see him in this lab, and it's such phenomenal storytelling for the character of Walter White. And then he directed what is probably the best episode of the series in the last season, which I can't give any spoilers to because it's such a massive episode.
I am going to watch Breaking Bad. It's just I never.
You still have to watch The Sopranos too.
Sopranos is different though, because
Well, no, it's not different.
Breaking
it's been
Bad
around
I
longer.
started and then I just
Okay,
never
if you
finished.
started it, yeah, that's a little weird. And especially since
And I loved it. The only
Yeah.
I
I think you'll like Better Call Saul more personally. Which I
everything I saw Breaking Bad I loved.
Yeah, you really need to
like
take
I
some-
understand why it's
take some
considered to
time.
be the
So
greatest.
if you think this is the best movie I gave you, is this a 5?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
no,
I agree.
no
and
doubt.
I
about
knew
it.
the first time I saw it, I loved it. The second time I liked it more, and this third time I'm actually kind of in the boat with you. It's at a minimum in my top 3 of sci-fi, depending on how you classify sci-fi.
The fiance, the
she
fiance.
she
and
texted
I-
me today
yeah,
telling me about it.
We were talking about it all night. We're talking about the Kid Blue theory. By the way,
It's-
Bruce Willis, I think of all the performances, and this is a
He's the
knock on
weakest
him,
one. It's
he's the weakest one
because he's playing Bruce Willis.
By the way, at one point I go to her. I was like, Bruce Willis is great in this, but like he's not in it so much. You like
Well,
why?
you can tell.
Wait. Just
Go
you have
ahead.
to. So I go, why did they cast him? They could have just had anyone. They're wasting the money. And then all of a sudden, there's a scene where he's just taking down all of them.
Yeah,
and I
now
go,
it's like
that's why he's in it.
now it's Bruce Willis. I absolutely agree. I mean, again, if I'm classifying like what the best sci-fi movies are we considering a movie like Aliens action or sci-fi? Is a movie like Terminator action or sci-fi?
Still, those are more action.
I agree. This one is definitely
I
more
can't
based.
tell you the difference between an action sci-fi and a sci-fi movie but I know the difference. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
I think like Interstellar is a sci-fi movie.
Interstellar is a sci-fi
the
movie.
one that I'm
Moon.
probably going to give you either this week or next week. Moon. It's a movie that's actually along the lines of Moon.
I gotta rewatch Blade Runner, because now it makes me want to watch Blade Runner, because now I need to compare.
And you still haven't seen 2049,
2049,
right?
you've seen it?
I have seen 2049. I would love to see it again. It's a fantastic movie. I don't know if I like it as much as the first one, but maybe that's why I haven't watched one in a while, or the original Blade Runner, so I probably need to go back.
I mean, a sequel 30 years later or whatever. I mean, it's
It's
never
difficult. It's hard to do, and Blade Runner 2049 got critical acclaim, but again, if you didn't like the first, I know people that like the first Blade Runner that didn't like 2049.
it's a clone of the first Blade Runner. Critical acclaim. No one saw it.
Yeah, it didn't.
And then it's probably
do
it's
too
going to
well.
get a legacy years later.
Exactly. I mean, is Predator a sci-fi or an action
That's
movie?
an action movie.
But it is sci-fi as well. But it's an action sci-fi. I understand that
Just because
I think
elements
true
are in it
sci-fi
doesn't make it a sci-fi movie.
I think this is where you get the distinction. Is there a true dramatic element to the movie? And Looper probably has as much drama because you're seeing Bruce Willis's wife in the future that cleaned him up. You're seeing Joseph Gordon-Levitt want
I'm
out.
going to be honest. Looper could have been like an Academy Award nominated movie.
I agree wholeheartedly. Which so if you gave it a 5, now that you said Academy Award, I actually have something here. Have you heard the Academy Award news? What the Oscars
New
are doing?
popular movie.
What are
Or
your
best popular movie.
Sorry, yeah, the most popular movie based on financial success, and this is I was actually in the minority on how I felt about this, and a lot of people are peers.
I have never seen an awards show in my entire life, so
you don't
this affects
okay,
me.
Okay, it
at
doesn't
all.
affect you. I like the award shows because I love cinema. I like watching any movie. I like seeing all the nominees every year. Aside
You like
from
predicting things and yelling about who loses.
yeah, of course. Well, but especially when it comes to like best actor,
It brings
best
in your
actress.
best things, having an opinion, yelling, and movies.
And being angry, yeah.
being angry.
Now the thing is, like, when it comes to actors and actresses and directors, there's people I want to root for. Like, I wanted to see Gary Oldman win because I've liked Gary Oldman for so long, and I know it means something to him. So they're going to be adding a category this year, and it's that's going to be the most popular film based on financial success. So a lot of people.
Wait. How do you vote on that? You either are
Well,
or
that's the thing. It's apparently a movie can be nominated for both. I think the main reason they wanted to do this is like, how can we based off critical acclaim and box office success, how can we not give Black Panther some type of award? Is probably what they're going with. It made It's only the third movie ever to make $700 million in American box office. So that's probably the thought. How can we get Black Panther something? But when the way I look at it, the thing I always go back to is 2008, the Academy Awards, The Dark Knight. It got nominated for every technical award. It got nominated for Heath Ledger, obviously, but it did not get a director award. It did not get a Best Picture nomination, and that's why the next year they expanded the Best Picture field from 5 to 10, because they don't want to give a superhero movie an Oscar. And if any of the superhero movies ever deserve one, it was the Christopher Nolan series.
It is rough though, and I do understand why there's hesitation to do
of course.
that. It's hard to, when you rate things, they're not rated.
This is a ratings grab. That's why they're doing this award.
Obviously.
It's a TV ratings grab.
We're breaking it down for reasons outside of what
course.
they do. So, for instance, it's hard to compare genres of albums. Like,
Yes.
for instance, like Cut Copy.
You can't compare Cut Copy to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, like they're different things. There are great albums that have very little artistic and quotation merit, but I mentioned it. I love Madonna.
Yeah,
I
know.
think Madonna's great.
I think Michael Jackson's great. I love Michael Jackson.
Right.
He's one of the greatest artists of all time.
It's really difficult to compare that to like a symphony. So
yeah, of course.
When you're comparing, we know the difference between Schindler's List or something like that
and Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess Schindler's List kind of was.
Wow, I could not have picked.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wow, I could not have picked any two words.
It was Knights of the Living
I
Dead.
could have done Ordinary People. I could have done
anything.
The English Patient. Terms of Endearment. No, I chose
the
Schindler's
darkest
List.
film possible.
Schindler's List won Best
It did.
Picture.
It did. Now, I think what this award, and this was my point, I had some discussions on Twitter with a couple other podcasts.
That doesn't sound like you.
No, not at all. But my point is, I think this opens a door for awards they probably should have added. Like, there's no reason that the Academy, which is supposed to be celebrating the highest honor in film, shouldn't have a Best Stunt Coordinator award, a Best Voice Acting award. Andy Serkis probably should have gotten a nomination for playing Gollum in the Lord of the Rings films because he was great, and that's him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's obviously a ratings grab, and some people are complaining. Well, now they're gonna not show who won Best Foreign Short Film. Who gives a fuck about Best Foreign Short Film? Do you?
That's the only thing I care about.
I don't watch any award shows besides Best Foreign
Okay,
Short.
wait, I have a question.
Best Short
I'm gonna
Animated Film.
I'm going to put something on the table. You, me, every guest we've... No. This isn't a real. This is just hypothetical. You, me, every guest we have ever had, the fiance, Ears, landlord, everyone we've ever mentioned, if one of them can name one nominee for Best Foreign Short Film...
Then what do? We have to. I think we should each have to give them like $200 out of our checking accounts or something. That would be fair. Give them $400 if they can name one without looking it up.
I mean...
It's gonna suck because it's gonna be in Quaz or something. He'll be the one to name it. Bob, like these guys. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, La Vita.
So I mean, I think it's as far as the Oscars doing it, I think it's there's certain movies that should get nominated. Like a horror movie is never gonna, besides Silence of the Lambs, is never gonna get nominated for Best Picture, and there's probably some that should.
A movie needs to go. It needs to be perfect.
Well, Get Out got nominated, but I consider that more of a suspense than a horror movie. I know it's in the horror, but I'm talking like a pure horror movie.
Get Out was great.
But a pure horror movie, like to me, one of The Shining is one of the greatest horror films ever made. Dawn of the Dead is one of the greatest horror films ever made. They're never going to get Oscar nominations.
But Dawn of the Dead, as a film standpoint, and you're probably going to disagree with me this because I know how much you love it. I think for a horror movie, it's one of the best all time.
Yes, absolutely.
But that doesn't mean it's a great, just pure film, where I think The Shining is.
I see where you're coming from, but when it comes to... No one really did social commentary in horror until George Romero did it in Night of the Living Dead.
I understand
your argument. Convey that, and in this genre that really he was the only one doing it at that point, is such an accomplishment. I think Ralph's going to shit his pants.
The poop dance.
So, I don't know. I mean, the Oscars ratings, no one really... I care because I love movies, and I want to see all the movies. I could care less about the bullshit they're doing beforehand.
You know what I'm going to do? I gotta...
You're going to shit during the Oscars. You're gonna make dude, I know what we do. We're gonna re-edit Schindler's List with the Seinfeld soundtrack.
Okay, that's...
Bring them to the gas strip.
All right, I'm not touching that one.
I did.
I have an idea. Of course you did.
What's your idea?
For the Oscars. When are the Oscars? I don't even know.
They'd be in February.
Or in February?
Yeah, February.
Okay, if this show's still around and we're not dead at this point.
Okay.
I'm going to watch all the Best Foreign Short Films, and I'm going to give my pick for it.
Well, I would actually like for, like, the Oscars, if we did, like, a live show. I think it'd be funny if we just sat here, like, we set something up and just hung out and talked.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun, which, by the way...
I need to actually watch all the films.
I don't think you necessarily have to.
I watched more films since we started this podcast in the last 5 years combined.
I had another idea for a live show, and I presented this on Twitter, and the poll said that we should do this, and I asked you about it.
Yeah.
About doing our first live video simulcast during the first game of the NFL season. I got to find where we can do it. This place, the Attack Moves Network studio, probably would not be the best spot, but we could. Actually, we may be able to do that. I have to talk to two friends and get a projector in here, but we can do that. And we just different friends of ours that are fans of different teams, and we go over it with them.
The only problem with that is
it's a school night.
Yes, it's school night. The only issue with that is you have to be super careful when it comes to like putting anything NFL. Like you're not even allowed to describe a game while it's on.
That's not true. I've done it before on my old podcast.
You're right. But you have to be real careful of the amount of detail.
Well,
because then you're doing a radio broadcast.
You can't say. Well, first off,
you can't do play-by-play.
No, I've done it before. I have a YouTube channel that still has stuff up.
I'm going to report it.
Go. No, people have tried reporting. I've gotten reported for way worse stuff than that. You can't necessarily say Super Bowl. You can't say things like that. And as long as you're not making money off it, you're allowed. And because we're bums, we're not making money off this yet. So I think that's something we're going to do.
Speaking of, what was the name of our cola? VR Cola.
VR Cola.
VR Cola.
I don't think that. Oh yeah, VR Cola.
It's the official soda of the Super Bowl.
Don't say that. The big game is what you're supposed to say.
VR Cola.
The super big game.
The official
soda of the big game
of the NFL. Roger
No,
Goodell.
You can't do that.
Official soda of the NFL. When you're eating your Papa John's pizza.
I can turn your mic off from here.
Papa John's
pizza
while drinking your Super Bowl sponsored
and standing
VR
for the
Cola.
national anthem.
Also, they're going to have a halftime show with all the animals from Homeward Bound 3, and they're going to do moves.
And they get euthanized on the 50-yard line.
Todd Gurley
by Terry Bradshaw.
Todd Gurley stiff arms the cat and goes
Dominic Sue stomps on the dog.
Oh, now we're just getting abusive.
Okay, so I got a couple other things. Did you hear who the production company is officially saying who they have tabbed but not signed to play 007 after Daniel Craig in James Bond 25.
No, I actually don't.
Idris Elba is the
I'm
favorite.
okay with her.
And Joe Rogan said it best the other day
let's
on
not
his
get into
podcast.
the social
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm happy about it, because I want to see people squirm. I want to see that. Well, James Bond's never been black. I was like, yeah, he's also never been American. He's British. It's a British guy. It's a moniker 007.
I don't give a shit.
Idris Elba has the look. He has the attitude. He's obviously a real life badass.
I'll tell you,
he's a fucking great actor.
If they just put him in because he was a minority or a black
That's a
guy,
problem, obviously.
And you could tell the difference between when, hey, we're putting one of the Wayans brothers as
well,
007.
I remember them being out. The Wayans brothers.
Elba would
Anthony Anderson, J.B. Smoove.
I'll tell you what I'm against. I don't want them to do a female James Bond.
No, that would
clearly
that's clearly
that is obviously
grandstanding.
Idris Elba.
He's a great actor. He's a legitimate badass. He was great on The
Wire. There's no clear option that's getting the shaft.
I remember people, I still know people that like, oh, Daniel Craig's a terrible Bond. He is one of the two or three best Bonds, if not the best. He's my favorite, personally. He's my
favorite.
He's been in my
I'm going to be honest.
Who? Roger Moore?
No, he's better than Connery.
Oh, he's better than Connery? He's better than Pierce Brosnan, who stunk. Pierce Brosnan.
I like GoldenEye though.
GoldenEye is great. I love GoldenEye.
GoldenEye's great.
Beyond GoldenEye,
yeah, they're bad.
They get progressively worse. Like Die Another Day is not just a bad Bond movie.
I disagree with that. They don't get to progressively worse. They're all equally bad.
Yeah, Die Another Day is another level of bad.
I actually didn't hate Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton wasn't that bad.
There were two movies. Which was the first one?
I don't remember, dude.
License to Kill, I think, was what I really liked.
It's been a long time since I've watched the really old ones, man. I couldn't tell you. But Idris Elba will be a fantastic Bond. And again, people were mad because Daniel Craig was blonde hair, blue eyes.
I don't think
this
isn't a PC culture.
No, it's not. And I mean, they're doing another one with Daniel Craig, and try they
are doing one more with Craig?
And it's being directed by one of my favorite directors. Danny Boyle is directing it, who has made.
Did we go to high school with him?
No, that's Ken Boyle. That's Ken Boyle. So Idris Elba, and I just saw this. I wrote down literally right before we came in, but apparently they are developing a second Simpsons movie, which I'm okay with because I liked the first one, and that was despite the show sucking at that point. They still did a good job with the movie. It'll probably be huge because I was shocked at how well the first one did.
That's interesting you brought that up because interesting thing, the fiance never watched The Simpsons growing up. Ever.
That's so fucking weird to me.
So she started watching
That's so weird.
I know. There's a lot of issues with her.
Well, yeah,
why do you think she's marrying me? We're watching, we watched The Simpsons. And she would put it on FXS or whatever channel.
Yeah, FXX, it's always on. And they have it on every season.
Put random ones on there. So you'll
find season 3 and then season 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she would be watching some of the newer ones, and she'd be like, yeah, this isn't that bad. So then it dawned on me, are those episodes, they're not nearly as good as the Golden Age.
No, of course not.
I'm not going to argue that. Are they as bad as we think they are, or we're just comparing it to one nostalgia and we're holding it to the standard of those original ones?
I'm going to say
they can't live up to them.
It's absolutely the latter. Now, this is what I've always said about The Simpsons.
I watched a few of them with her. They're not that bad.
This is what I would say about The Simpsons since season.
I'm a diehard.
Since season 12, maybe season 12 to 14.
Okay, so my mark is
season. I think season 3 or 4 is
season 3 is passable. But season 4 is where it becomes The Simpsons.
I agree.
4 to 9, I actually include 9.
Some of the best, funniest television of all time.
8 might be the best one. 6 is really good too. Mm-hmm. I go deep with.
I think it stops being consistently funny at 12.
12 is 10, 11. 10's okay. 11, you start to have more bad episodes than good episodes,
agreed.
but you still have some really good borderline classics in there. 12, same thing. 13's when it goes.
So this
down.
is what I would say about The Simpsons since season. We'll just say season 12 to be fair. It's not bad. It's not like Family Guy is now, where it's just fucking horrendous. No matter how you feel about Family Guy, it was funny early on, but it's just been terrible for a while. I think The Simpsons has remained consistently, at a minimum, entertaining. And maybe that's a knock on it, saying that you're just making excuses for it. But it was a highly. It's still very entertaining. Like I never get the cringe feeling watching it, and that's the biggest thing with comedy. When you go towards comedy, you get that cringe feeling when it's not good. I never get cringe from The Simpsons.
There's actually an episode from the late season. I'm trying to find it right now because I can't remember what it was called. Hold on. This is great radio.
Yeah, fantastic, Ralph. Thank you.
Can you do technical difficulties music?
What?
Do yeah, go. Do it. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, I found it like 3 minutes ago.
I know. And I'm doing the cantina music.
Season 18 has an episode called "You Can't Always Say What You Want." I saw this episode randomly and thought it was an episode that I had missed from the glory days. This episode's up there with the top 10 Simpsons episodes.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's basically, in a nutshell, Kent Brockman gets fired. He moves in with the Simpsons. You know,
Kent Brockman's the best.
But it has some of the greatest lines. I was shocked that I missed this episode, thinking like, "Oh, this is season 10."
It sucks,
I forgot.
yeah.
It's from.
I'll have to pull that one up every night.
It's not only a borderline season. Season 18.
Yeah,
fucking great.
What are they up to? Season 20.
I think they're at 30.
30. Yeah, actually you're right. This year's going to be 30. The two shows I always put on when I'm laying down at night are
It's so stupid.
I know. I always put on the Simpsons or It's Always Sunny. Those are my two like go to when I'm laying down. Although I just recently started watching a show that I watched when it first aired, and then I stopped for some reason. And then Bob and Quaz, two of our close friends, have been telling me for a while, watch it.
What show?
Gotham. The Batman. It's about Jim Gordon when he was first coming up. I am actually surprised at how much I actually enjoy it. I think one of the biggest reasons, it's a very easy watch. Like, the stakes never feel like crazy high. It's very entertaining. It's really cool seeing the development of these villains. Specifically, the guy that plays Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot. The guy that there's some Joker references, but not full on the Joker. I'm surprised at how much I enjoy this show. It's even the landlord, who I didn't think was like, it's campy, which I like. I think you kind of, if you take yourself too seriously on a show like that,
and Batman never does that.
Yeah, exactly. This one does not take itself seriously. The cast is really good. Honestly, I just got to a point where they introduced Mr. Freeze, and they did it very, very well. I'm surprised at how much
I'm
like
telling
it.
you right now, I'm not going to watch Gotham.
I'm not telling you to watch it, but I'm saying if there's something just to put on, it is a really easy watch.
I barely like the superhero movies. I'm not going to watch.
It's not a superhero show though.
Okay. I get it. It's
who's
not
a superhero in it? Who's a superhero?
Okay, you know
is Batman even a superhero?
Oh my god.
In theory?
No, you're right. What? Okay, what can I say to make this segment as short as possible?
Come up with another story.
I have one.
All right, let me hear it.
Okay. I actually, did you hear about American Pickers?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's a reality show where
I've never even heard of it.
Apparently, they search through like junkyards and things like that, and they try to find stuff people are throwing out, and then they resell it. They find valuable stuff.
Things of a garbage
nature.
I've never.
They found the last episode of You Watch I Listen there.
It's right now.
But they found. I've never seen the show, by the way. I'm not giving an endorsement of this. I only know it exists.
I literally never heard of it till right now.
Look what they found. The first tour bus for Aerosmith.
That is pretty
abandoned
fucking cool.
in the woods.
How the fuck did that end up there? Actually, no, that's from the filming of Wayne's World 2 when they were doing Wayne stock.
So apparently some guy just had it on his lawn, and the thing's falling apart. It's dilapidated. But if you look at it, it's got all like the arrow.
That's got to be worth something, even if it's all beat up.
They bought it for $25,000.
Damn, that guy got $25,000 for it.
That shit.
Who was it registered to?
Well, they're gonna sell it. I don't even know if the guy knew it was.
I would restore the fuck out of that.
Let's see.
The original Aerosmith tour bus?
And it's confirmed. Let's see. I'm afraid to say how long it is. It's been about 40 years, says...
Yeah, I mean, their first album was...
Aerosmith admitted. That's their...
What was their first album? Like 71. 71. That's crazy how long they've been around.
Are you an Aerosmith fan?
I am an Aerosmith fan. I like a lot of Aerosmith. I think they're one of the best like
America's best band.
No, I don't think that. I think
that's what they built.
I know that, and I think they probably they deserve that moniker to an extent because of how they've remained relevant for so long.
It was found in Chesterfield, Massachusetts, a town of less than 2,000 people.
Wow.
I'm just sitting there.
Would you rather have the Aerosmith van or the first van from Kiss's first tour? Which would you rather listen to, Kiss or Aerosmith 1,000 times over?
I'll tell you this. Actually, Aerosmith is a better band, but I actually will enjoy listening to Kiss more.
Kiss
is so corny that it's
kind of fun, but there is a lot of Aerosmith. I am an Aerosmith fan.
I'll tell you this. Aerosmith's first album, which I think has Dream On.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's a classic album. I don't put it with one of my all-time.
They did a lot to change.
Pink's great.
I don't like Pink. But they've had a lot of like one of their last they've only had one #1 song. You know that? Only one #1 single. Don't want to miss a thing.
That's
from Armageddon. But one of their last
singles.
That's
not probably when I think of them. That's the song I think comes to mind.
I instantly go to Walk This Way. And that was one of the first songs that brought the rap element into rock music. So they're pioneers 100%, and they're icons. Steven Tyler's an idiot. He went on Rogan's podcast not too long ago, and he was peddling like the worst conspiracy theories imaginable. And
Look at him. He looks.
Yeah, he
He looks like his daughter.
You know,
his daughter doesn't look like him. He looks like
true
his
story.
daughter.
My boss at work told my one female coworker who's been working for him for almost 30 years one day, he told her that she looked like Steven Tyler. How do you think that went over?
Like, no
And
irony.
just the other day, he told her she looked like Keith Richards. Who would you rather look like? Steven Tyler. Dude, Keith Richards looks like Nosferatu more than Colucci
I'll
does.
tell you this: Keith Richards still looks like a person.
Well,
though.
Keith Richards also, it's amazing he's alive. Like, when the world
Well,
ends...
did you hear what they said about him? That he has
he's had full blood transfusions.
yeah.
That's the myth.
Apparently, they actually did a real scientific study, like why he hasn't OD'd yet, and they found genetically that like his body is on like a cellular level, like resistance to overdosing.
It has to be, man.
Like they said,
I know,
like,
that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that the old joke is that when the world ends, when the nukes go off, it's going to be cockroaches and Keith Richards.
I'll tell you this: Keith Richards, when he does go, it's going to be like it's not going to be drug related. He's going to like. A pot's gonna fall on his head or something.
Or he's
gonna fall asleep in the bathtub and drown.
Gonna step on a nail and get tetanus. So I got a couple other things before we go into our picks for this week. You're a Black Mirror fan, right?
Yeah,
you like
I love
Black Mirror. So I'm sure you like the Twilight Zone as well.
I like the Twilight Zone. I like it. I like it because it's iconic.
It's something you're ever going to put on your own.
Yeah,
though,
I only
correct?
watch it really. When do they play? New Year's Day? Like I'll watch it then. Yeah.
The show, the movie. The movie's actually pretty good.
The movie's not bad.
With John Lithgow doing the famous plane scene. So the
You
Twilight
know who's
Zone.
good in that? Vic Morrow.
Yeah. Shut up. Twilight Zone's coming back. They're rebooting it. Listen. Jordan Peele's going to be developing it and writing most of it. Now,
Why?
I think
I'm not angry about it.
No,
Like I just don't care.
I think that there's obviously a market for it with the success of Black Mirror, and Black Mirror dives into the dangers of technology. Now, the original Twilight Zone, which was developed by Rod Serling, the show every episode was a metaphor for different things.
He's still
Like,
doing the Yankee games.
No, that's John Sterling, and he stinks too.
You shut your whore mouth.
He sucks. Literally, Twilight Zone was metaphors about communism, economics, segregation, xenophobia, and Jordan Peele, obviously, to Get Out, he touched on the race stuff. So I hope it doesn't go too heavy-handed with it, because parts of Twilight Zone were a lot of fun, and they were very scary without being heavy-handed.
I'm going to be honest, and I like Jordan Peele, but I think it's just going to be. Every episode's going to be a metaphor about Trump.
Racial.
I think that's what's going to happen. Everything else is. That's why I like Black Mirror, because Black Mirror, they touch upon that stuff once in a while, but it's no. I'm not excited.
I have
for this.
hope, and he's going to be working with the original creator on this, so I have hope that they're
Rod Sterling?
Yeah, Rod Sterling.
He's dead.
Rod Sterling's not dead.
Rod Sterling's
Or
dead.
maybe it's his daughter or son. He's working
That's
with
a different person.
He's working with someone from the family on it. On the original scripts. It's going to be huge when it comes out, because the Twilight Zone, when they play repeats, the ratings for it is still out of control.
I'll tell you this: if it's critically acclaimed, it could be big, but if it's panned, it won't get anywhere on its name recognition.
Okay, here's the question though: as Jordan Peele's never been, I'm not even a big fan of like Key and Peele. I hate Key and Peele actually. He's never touched anything that wasn't critically acclaimed. He has a good. I'm
not looking forward to this.
I love the Twilight Zone, so
I like the Twilight Zone a lot. I love Black Mirror, but the thing is, Black Mirror is a successor to Twilight Zone. Like, we got the Twilight Zone that we need.
No, but that was in a different time. Don't you think there could be a market for these kind of things now?
I understand that, but it's the spiritual successor. There's nothing that Twilight Zone can do that...
I think it's a spiritual sequel more than a successor.
But yeah, okay, I guess
because Black Mirror only really goes into the technological side of things, which I think is fantastic. I love that they did that. There's plenty of stuff you could do. I hope it doesn't turn into what you said with Trump's bad.
I think it's going to be Trump.
I hope that's not the case.
Trump, religion. There's going to be a lot of religion, but
that's what it always was.
But when you do religion stuff today, it's just
because people are too
sensitive.
sensitive.
Of all, we know the religious targets they take. They're the easy targets.
Christians.
They're the ones that are
defend Muslims.
Like they're not going to be open-minded. It's going to spoon feed you. I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm hoping it's not like that. I'm trying to be open-minded to the idea that
I'll
it
give
could
it a
be
shot,
good.
But
I think Peele did such a good job with Get Out when it came to the script and the original idea that I have hope that he could do something.
Get Out was great, but I have a feeling every episode's going to be
It
get
can't,
out.
It can't be that, or he's going to face major backlash from fans and critical praise.
Then they're gonna find-
from critics will love it because of that, and fans will hate it.
When you're critically acclaimed for that thing, when you're critically mad with that kind of stuff, people don't really affect. But when it's like a 99 and you know that it did not really earn that 99,
Yeah, of course.
That's what annoys me.
Well, there's also the people that say when Black Panther was a 99, it probably shouldn't have been. People complain about Get Out getting a 99.
I didn't see Black Panther, but I've had
It was this basic superhero
I've
movie.
heard enough feedback from it that maybe it wasn't supposed to be 99, but
It was better.
mid 90.
And Wonder Woman shouldn't have been. I liked Wonder Woman. It should not have been a 99. I mean, but at the same time, can I say that something shouldn't be a 99? Like, that's one of my favorite things in fights is when people say,
let's put it this way: Ghostbusters, the new one, and I haven't seen the new Ghostbusters, so had no desire to see it. I actually wasn't even a huge fan of the original Ghostbusters.
well,
I
that's
liked
you're
them,
a cocksucker.
but again, Ralph gives an opinion.
Well, yeah, people that don't like Ghostbusters might as well get the fuck out.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll give it that.
You're okay.
I liked Gremlins better. I like Gremlins better than just about anything.
I can tolerate that. That's okay.
But what didn't it get like critically like a 80?
No, they destroyed Ghostbusters.
What was its right?
I didn't hear a single good thing about
I
Ghostbusters.
thought Ghostbusters got like not critically acclaimed, but it got a good.
I everything I remember, it got destroyed.
I'm not talking about fans.
I'm talking about both. I think it was like the best reviews were like average at best for it.
Let me take a look. You could be right. You would know better than I did. But
I could be remembering incorrectly, but I don't remember reading a single review that said you need to see this movie.
Hold on, critical.
And I try to keep up with like
74.
Okay, and that's probably way higher than it deserved. If anything.
But do you know a single person who came out liking that movie?
No, children liked it.
Yeah.
It was made. They tried to make it like. Well, obviously, it's obvious what they tried to do.
And you know what that does? That does suck because I'm sure there's great movies that are female centric that even deal with like the themes of like sexism and racism that are great.
Of course.
That because we put them on
Bridesmaids did a good job. Bridesmaids, and it wasn't.
And I didn't like Bridesmaids. I thought it was okay.
It was an original idea.
But I'll tell you this. I actually was afraid to say I didn't like Bridesmaid because I was afraid people were going to go, well, you just didn't like it because what? No, I didn't think it was that good of a movie.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. If you didn't think it was a good movie, you didn't think it was a good movie.
I loved, what was the movie? Annihilation.
Annihilation.
And that was all female
Yeah,
cast,
exactly.
So
it can be done properly. It doesn't.
That's the one thing. I really make an effort.
Alien!
Alien!
It's Terminator! Sarah Connor! But there is also, so there's the one side that wants to freak out and say, oh, it's great because it's all women, but there's also the other side that wants to act like this is just happening now where there's like female heroes, as if Sigourney Weaver isn't one of the original female action stars and Sarah Connor.
Now there's calls that you have to have a plus-size female superhero. You need like what? If they did that, I probably wouldn't care.
You gotta have a peg-legged
You know what it is?
female.
I wouldn't care, but it's a fact
Female
that
with
there's
dentures.
a movement behind it that I dislike.
Yeah, any movement, I'm against any type
I hate
of
movement. I hate people with a political opinion.
I just don't like movements. Just suck. Like everyone, just shut the fuck up and deal with it.
Let's join a movement.
Did you? I saw a story that I thought you would appreciate.
Oh, what?
Do you like Wal-Mart?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't really have a strong opinion one or the other. Yeah, I like.
Walmart's best sellers by state in 2017, like the best selling item by state. I wrote down some of my favorite ones. So it starts out kind of normal. Alabama, crayons. Okay, you got kids, they want to draw, you got crayons. Wait, listen.
That's where they write their letters.
Hi, Mom.
A kid's writing a letter with like the backwards off,
An
and
adult
then
is.
the parents are doing the same
They're
thing.
doing the same thing with the kids writing better.
All right.
Alaska, antifreeze makes a lot of sense, right? You need it.
I don't know why I thought that's so funny.
Wait, get to it. Arkansas, chocolate. Okay, people like.
Are we gonna go through the whole list?
Wait, no, I wrote down. I literally just have these. It's short. I wrote down the ones that. So I started out normal. You get to California. Protein powder. Okay, bros, beach bros. All right, this is where it starts getting weird. Connecticut, the #1 selling item in 2017.
Okay, let me. Can we play? Wait, can we play? I guess the item.
Sure.
Okay. And you need to say hotter or colder.
Okay.
They'll do 20 questions.
Okay.
Like,
So Connecticut, #1 selling
Is
item
it
at
a,
Walmart in
is it a food
2017.
item?
No.
okay. Is it a hygiene item?
No.
Is it like a sporting good?
No, dude, this is so weird. You're gonna. You're way off track.
Okay. Which was the closest of those three?
No.
Is it a garment?
No.
Oh my God.
Think about. Like,
is it a toy?
No, it's not a toy, but you're kinda like it's
A
something.
bicycle?
It's something you use for entertainment. It's an entertainment product.
Like an Xbox 360 or something. Outdated electronics.
Cheaper. It's in the $20 price range.
Is it electronic?
It is an electronic. It's something you put in an electronic to view.
SIM cards? What is it?
Ghost in the Shell, starring Scarlett Johansson on DVD.
What?
That was
By the way, did I tell you I watched that the other day? So bad.
I'm sure it was. So Ghost in the Shell in Connecticut was the #1 selling item in 2017. So I
wait, how did they judge this? By items sold?
Which SKU sold the most in each state at Walmart. So let's go to Louisiana. What was Louisiana's #1 selling?
Food item?
Yes, food item.
Like is it a actual meat?
No.
Is it a
it's a powder. It's a type of powder, yeah.
Cajun seasoning.
No.
Philly powder.
No, you will never see this coming.
Gunpowder.
Root beer extract. Yes. So Louisiana.
Wait, what the fuck is root
this
beer
is
extract?
again, Jeff. You're getting referenced twice in this episode. Louisiana's #1 selling product at Walmart in 2017 was root beer extract to make root beer from concentrate. Okay, so Minnesota. It's a food item again.
Fish.
No. It's in a bag.
It's in a bag. A fish.
No, a bagged fish. Not Swedish. No.
Okay. It's in a bag. Is it a snack food?
What do you mean by snack food? Like
snack.
Oh yes, snack food.
Snack food. Pork rinds.
No.
Beef jerky.
No. It's something you can get at like a gas station for $1.99.
Pork rinds. Beef jerky. Okay.
It's a famous brand.
And it's bag.
And it's a spin-off of its main brand.
Oh, Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Yes, it's Flaming
There
Hot
we
Cheetos.
go.
Nice, you got it.
Got one.
All right, Montana, where I just was. What is the #1 selling item?
Food.
No.
Clothes.
No.
Sporting good.
No. But it's in the sports realm.
Sports realm. Tent.
No, not. It's in the sports realm. As
I thought you meant
it
sporting.
involves sports.
That's
a major context
Those
clue.
tease kids used to punt footballs off of. Every family's got 12 of them.
And the fucking net so you catch the football. No, it's not that. It is not something you actually do athletics. You're simulating athletics.
Is it one of those like electric football tables that vibrates?
It involves football, but it's not that. Come on. Madden 2018, the #1 selling in Montana, in 2017 at Walmart.
That's an electronic.
Yeah, well,
yeah, okay.
So
that one's not that
all right,
crazy.
our own state, New Jersey.
Condoms.
No. No, it's
actually, that's obvious. It's not.
No.
Okay, it's our state spoons, metal spoons
to melt heroin. No.
Okay, our state. Is it food?
No.
Hygiene.
No.
Sports. Electronic.
It's something. No, it's not electronic. It's not sports, but you could possibly find it in the sports aisle because
you can't give me this one. I have to guess this one.
Dude,
is it workout? Is it workout?
You can. It's something that you can use for something that you would work out in.
Bikini wax.
No, but on the right track.
Okay.
As far as what do you do?
Gym shorts.
No, it's not an article of clothing.
It's not an article of clothing.
It's an item to
spray on tan.
No, but it's an item that you would use to keep the cleanliness of something you go in.
Douche. That does fit your definition.
I'm not going in. Pool salt. Pool salt is the #1 item in New Jersey.
Okay. I believe
bath
that.
salts.
My dad buys so much fucking pool every Saturday.
Why did you get it?
He calls me
for his koi pond.
His koi. He drinks out of that pond.
Let's go one state up. Our neighbors, New York.
New York.
Guess what in the realm of what it is.
So we got to think they don't have Walmarts in New York City, not a lot. So it's probably an upstate New York thing. So I'm thinking more rural.
Well, I mean Middletown, New York. You got Chester, New York.
Well, that's still
it's rural. I guess rural.
Yeah,
New York.
rurally.
Yeah, sure.
Hair ties.
No, come on. Guess what the product
food.
is. Yes.
Okay. Bagged food, snack food.
Yeah. No.
Dinner rolls.
No.
Is it frozen?
No.
Okay. Does it expire?
It goes stale. It could go stale if you don't close
Wonder
it
Bread.
properly. No.
Is it in the bread family?
No.
Okay, goes stale if you don't close it. Flour.
No, it's actually.
Wait. I have some. It's on the tip of my tongue.
I don't think you have it.
Shut up. Corn chips.
No.
No, wait, that's
Why
a
don't you
snack.
ask what meal it would go best with?
What meal does it go best with?
Breakfast.
breakfast. What goes stale at
Well,
breakfast?
Think-
Butter?
I gave you a hint. I said if you don't close it, it'll go stale.
If you don't close
If you don't close it, like it comes in a box and there's a bag inside the box.
waffle?
What do people usually like? What's one of the most famous things for breakfast when you're a kid?
Pancake?
Cereal.
Oh,
But
cereal.
what kind?
Okay. Fruit Loops.
No.
Is it fruit based?
No.
Okay. Chocolate based.
No.
Is it an adult cereal?
Yes.
Okay. Is there fruit in the cereal? So like Raisin
There
Brans.
are off brands of them, but it's not Raisin Brand. There's all spin-offs of the original brand, but it's probably
Cornflakes?
no, it's probably one of the most famous cereals. So think about this.
Cheerios?
Yes, Cheerios, number one selling item at Walmart in 2017 in the state of New York. Cheerios.
I believe that. They like Cheerios.
all right,
Have you ever met a New Yorker who didn't have a bowl of cereals like within arm's reach of them?
Literally, guys, I don't know if you know this because a lot of you probably don't live in the area. If you go to New York, there's going to be someone within every mile of you that is just eating a bowl of Cheerios. The cereal defense, that's where it came from,
Yeah.
New York. Philly's not that far.
Yeah, that's a different city.
It's not that far, but yeah, it's always sunny.
No,
had a famous episode.
it's 200 miles
All
away.
right, I have one more for you.
Okay, last one.
Vermont.
Not maple syrup because they wouldn't get maple syrup in Vermont.
They wouldn't get it at Walmart.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would.
Yeah.
Do they even? They have Walmart. This
Yeah,
isn't a
they
trick
have
question.
Walmarts everywhere. No,
'Cause
it's
I-
not a trick question.
Okay. Ooh. I just.
Beefed.
Yeah, because.
Did you just shit? Come on. Okay, Vermont. It's in-
diapers because
No, it's in the food family.
Okay, food.
You'll never get
Snack
oh,
food.
dude, you fucking shit.
I know, dude. Snack food.
No, it's a complimentary thing to a dinner.
Seasoning.
No.
It's
It's like a side to a dinner.
Okay.
excuse me.
Is it frozen?
No, but no, it's not.
Can it be frozen? Like.
In theory, but in this case, no.
Okay. Is it a vegetable?
Yes.
Okay. Asparagus.
No.
Broccoli.
No.
Is
You-
it a green?
Why don't you ask me how?
Shut up! I have a system.
No, you don't. I've given you all of them.
I've
at
got
once.
it more than you've gone right. It helps when you have the list right in front of you.
Well, no, I got them right already, so it's okay. So come on.
You didn't get
asparagus and broccoli. Come
What the fuck do they have in Vermont?
Sweet canned corn is the number one selling.
That was
item.
my next
No,
guess.
it wasn't. So I thought that was a fun little game. Most of the other states had really I started out crayons, antifreeze, chocolate, and then it's the Ghost in the
Gets
Shell
weird.
one, and then the root beer extract is very
Wait, that
strange.
movie didn't even come out that movie's a couple years old.
No, it came out last year.
I'm
'Cause
thinking Aeon Flux. Aeon Flux.
that sucked too. That was better than Ghost in the Shell, I'm
so
sure.
I actually got some for you.
Okay.
So I've had a busy week. I've been really stressed and I've had trouble sleeping. I've been in the prosy. So I've been clicking on clickbait.
Oh, lovely. I love these 33 things you need to see in your 20s before you're 30.
I got
kinda clickbait.
25 rejected nicknames for pro sports teams.
Oh,
This is
no.
what they were originally considered.
Okay, let's hear it. And then we got to go into our picks.
I know that.
We've gone long.
We did the Walmart thing.
I know.
Okay. The original name of the San Jose Sharks was the initial. I'm not kidding. This was the top vote getter when they did the choose your team.
Okay.
name. The Rubber Puckies.
I hope San Jose just blows up. Never want to go. No interest.
Oakland was originally the Oakland Senors
For what sport?
for Raider. The only team that they have left. Oh, they have the A's.
Yeah, true.
Well, the Raiders were the
Yeah.
Senors.
They do only have one team left.
And it's
Damn
not
it, we
that
both
team.
suck.
I'm just picturing the Raiders guy with a little mustache.
No, that would be cultural appropriation now. go on.
Well, if you actually called the Senors.
Redskins.
If you called it,
Can we say Redskins on here, or are you going to delete that?
you can say Redskins. You just can't say don't, dude. I have a lot to do
Japanese?
this weekend.
I just said Japanese.
I know. The Chiefs were originally going to be the Kansas City Mules.
Show them my fucking mule. Keep going.
Some of these are just stupid.
Okay, give me the good ones.
Arizona Phoenix.
Wait, what? It's like New Jersey, Vermont. Like, come on. Or I guess it's supposed to be like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Yeah.
Your team. Do you know what the Mets originally their name was supposed to be?
Come
on, it's
was
your
it the
team.
Continental? What was it?
Continentals was a league they were supposed to be a part of.
What was the name?
Skyliners.
The Skyliners. That's not a terrible name, but it's still
Can it
bad.
be worse than half of a word?
Yes. Jetropolitans.
Washington was supposed to be the Sea Dogs. Yo, he just spit his drink out. The Wizards.
Sea Dogs?
The Wizards were supposed to be the Sea
I
Dogs.
mean, honestly, if in 10 years the Pelicans will be on the list because that's a terrible sports team name.
No, that's a historical name though. They've
I
had
know
that
it is. It still doesn't make it. It's not a bad name. It's like, are you ever intimidated by a pelican?
No, if I see a pelican, I'll punch it in its
No,
stupid
honestly,
neck.
a pelican would probably fuck you up, honestly.
Probably.
A turkey would fuck us up, and I don't want to face a team. I would hate if my team was like, yeah, we're the New Jersey Turkeys. Like, that's a terrible team name.
New Jersey, we don't have any teams.
We got Devils.
Yeah.
We got Devils. At least we have something that's
Actually,
like, intimidating.
we actually have 3 real teams, but we don't even
No,
get
we
credit.
have 4. We have 4. We have the New York. Well, it's the New York Red Bulls in New Jersey. They play in Harrison,
I hate when
which is nice Newark.
I hate when teams are near New York and they call them New Jersey
mean like
/ New York.
Like, oh, well,
the
no.
Hitmen.
Oh my God!
Red Bull-
yeah,
aren't the Red Bull
No,
the-
they're the New York Red Bulls.
Oh, I thought they were. They used to be when they were the Metro Stars.
Yeah, exactly. Not like anyone. You know, what I was listening to last night. Not to cut you off.
Alan's gonna.
I sent it to Alan actually. Patrice O'Neill, why he hates soccer. I was listening to that old bit. Have you heard?
Yankees are losing 3-0.
Who pitched today? Was it Lance Lynn?
No,
He pitched the other day.
that's Tanaka.
Tanaka.
He was-
okay.
he was- he
yeah, he
was
was
due
fine
for a
last
bit.
time.
Marlins.
Just fish.
The
Just
Florida
they're
fish.
just called the FL fish. FLA.
The flish.
No, the fillet of fishes.
The fillet of fish. They were
All right.
supposed to be the flamingos.
Give me 2 more and let's go into our picks.
Let me grab I'm gonna grab some good ones. Some of these actually are pretty like Houston was originally supposed to be instead of the Texans the Apollos. That's actually a cool name.
Okay, that's not a bad one.
Um
That makes sense.
the
Do the Harlem Apollos.
What? I didn't even see Oh
one?
fuck, I missed this
Which one?
The Jets were originally they were originally the Titans.
Yes.
But they were originally the Burrows.
I've heard that one. The Burrows. I would love to see what Steve Summers could do with that.
The
Last one.
Falcons, Josh's team,
It's cunts.
were supposed to be the Peaches.
Like in a league of their own.
But but the Heat were originally the Beaches.
Oh, the Miami Beaches. Like, we're going to Miami for
And
the
then,
beaches. You mean the basketball
one. I'm almost near the end of the list. Let me just give you the
Okay,
last
go
couple
ahead.
ones.
Fly through
For the recently deceased Randy Fastball, his favorite team.
Rest in peace, Randy.
Were the Seattle Lumberjacks.
That's actually, I like that name. Like they would have some badass logos and merch.
And then wait, this can't be real. Hold on. I missed this one the first time too. The Celtics apparently in 1946.
I don't want to know what they were going to say in Boston. The Boston Blacks. Well, that was before they had there was like no black players in basketball.
The Boston Unicorns.
Oh, well now the LGBTQ community is definitely going to force in a sports team that's going to be the Unicorns at some point.
Wait, how are they going to do? You have to be gay to play for them?
No, they just want to be represented. So I think you just have to celebrate LGBTQ and it's what they stand for. Sodomy. Do you have to edit that out? I don't think so.
You know what? Dan's an asshole.
Clearly. All right, so why don't we jump into our picks?
You know what I should do one show? Edit out me talking so it just sounds like you crazy talking by yourself.
That would be really funny.
Tom Cruise the best actor
in the middle of it, like for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I leave the dead space. So it's like, Tom Cruise is the best actor of our generation.
What's your favorite Tom Cruise movie? No, I'm
No!
not a big fan of that one. All right, so do you? Why don't you go first since I reviewed your album first?
I'm actually giving you a 2-week special.
So I have to review one this week and one next week?
Yeah, the two are actually going to link. I'm going to give you the easy mode and the hard mode.
Wait, is that the name of the album?
No. These 2 albums are from one of my all-time favorite bands, Sleep.
Okay, I know Sleep.
Sleep is a we talked about a few weeks ago stoner metal band.
Okay,
but they love.
I've heard some before. I couldn't name anything to an album.
Like literally every album.
Are they dumb enough to get caught at a Rob Zombie Marilyn Manson concert?
They join cults all the time.
Oh, that's normal.
Like one of their lead singers just.
Are they into witchcraft? Are they flat earthers?
I don't know, dude. They love weed. That's all I know about them. Some of the members joined Kais afterwards.
Oh, good for them.
But
they join ICE in deporting immigrants.
Literally, every album, there's weed on the cover.
Are they juggalos?
They might be. Like,
all right, so what's the name of the first album?
So first album is The Sciences. It's actually the newest album I'm giving you. It was just released this year.
Don't tell me anything about the second one, but save it for...
I'm telling you right now. This album is the easy mode. The next one's a hard mode. That's all you need to know.
What's the second one called? Just
I'm
so
not going to tell you because
fine.
I don't want you to... Don't research anything.
I'm not going to. I research as I'm listening usually.
Read about that album because it's pretty interesting. It's a stoner metal album about weed. One of their songs is called Marijuana instead of Astronauts.
Shut up.
But here's the thing. It's not... This is the worst part of it, and I love Sleep.
Clearly,
no irony.
You haven't gotten much today.
There's no irony to it. Like they're not like it's not Bloodhound Gown.
Bloodhound Gown.
Gang.
I like Bloodhound Gang.
I
actually.
love Bloodhound Gang.
That first album, that first big album with the Bad Touch is awesome. That's a great album.
It's a very good album.
And they get better and better. So this is Sleep, the Sciences.
It came out, I think after we started recording our podcast, actually. I think May or April.
This is a more recent album?
This is their newest album.
Cool.
They broke up after for 20 years and just said, "Hey, you want to do an album?" Okay, and they released.
They were all
it.
just burnt and like, why we stop making music?
They one of their other albums, they got an advance of like $25,000 and blew it all on weed. They must have
bought some bomb ass shit. 25,000.
25.
Damn.
Now, granted, they also are stoned all the time, so I don't know if this is how they remember it. If you look at the band, they look like a band that would love weed.
Well, I'm excited to hear this.
I think,
should I be stoned when I'm listening to it?
Absolutely.
I usually listen to a lot of the albums at work. They won't be able to tell the difference.
Like that.
I don't think you'd be able to tell a difference. All right, so why don't we give you my movie now?
Am I allowed to say your boss's name, or do I need to edit that out?
What?
I say your boss's name.
Yeah, edit out my boss's name, please. That's the one time I'm gonna call for that.
It's the first.
Yeah, the first time you fucked up. All right, so now here's.
I just don't give a shit. That's the difference.
Oh, I want me to not give a shit?
No, please.
Exactly. You could deal with cleaning up your own mess. It's my movie. I brought it up a couple times. We talked about the James Bond thing, and I mentioned the next director, Danny Boyle. Are you familiar with Danny Boyle's movies that he's done?
No, I've never even heard of him. To be honest,
you definitely have seen his movies. Do you like the movie 28 Days Later?
I saw it. I remember liking it.
Did you ever see Slumdog Millionaire? That was his Oscar-winning one.
I saw it. I actually didn't like it.
I
didn't hate it. I didn't like it.
I dug it, but it was definitely, I thought, overrated. And his most recent, he did Train Spotting. Train Spotting was, I love Train Spotting with Ewan McGregor. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. And is one of his recent ones with James Franco, 127 Hours. I'm going to keep you in the sci-fi realm. This movie's called Sunshine. You've never heard it. Cillian Murphy's in it. It takes place in the future when the sun is beginning to burn out. The sun is losing its energy, and a group of astronauts are sent out to use nuclear weapons to try and light the sun again. It's like a last-ditch effort kind of thing.
Yeah. It's scientifically probably not.
Of course not. Now, this one, it deals with a lot of the same kind of things like a movie like Interstellar did. What is life? What is it worth fighting for kind of stuff. And it goes from a really cool-looking science fiction movie into the realm of what the fuck is happening. I love this movie. Not enough people have seen it. A lot like Looper, a lot like Frailty.
It sounds interesting.
But people that did see it love it. And Danny Boyle, if anything, he is one of the most visionary directors you've seen. A movie like 28 Days Later completely uprooted its genre. Slumdog Millionaire, for whatever you think of it, was an original idea. He took a movie like 127 Hours where a guy's stuck in a cave and made it interesting.
I didn't see that one.
James Franco's great, and it's a pretty cool movie. Train Spotting is... You never saw Train Spotting?
I saw Train Spotting. I actually don't like Train Spotting.
I love Train Spotting, but this is the first one where he really... Well, besides 28 Days Later, he goes into a realm that is not just supposed to be suspense. It's supposed to make you ask questions and wonder. So Sunshine, I know you've kind of been digging a lot of the sci-fi stuff, and I know the fiance has as well. And this is one that everyone I've exposed this to really enjoys.
I swear to God, Tom Cruise is in this fucking
Tom Cruise.
movie.
Cillian Murphy's the star, the same guy from the guy.
I know he is.
He's a great actor. Another one, just like Looper, people that finally saw Sunshine, they loved it. I don't know anyone that's disliked it. So Sunshine's going to be your movie.
I'm excited for that.
Cool.
I got one more thing.
What do you have?
I'm doing a challenge.
What's your challenge?
You don't know anything about this usually.
Wonderful. What's the challenge? Do I have to write this down?
No.
Okay.
It's actually not show related, but I'm going to bring it to the show.
Okay.
Which is great because it's a show where I constantly need to shit, and it's taking all my muscles to hold it in. So because my wedding's coming up,
Oh, no.
I want to get into wedding shape because I don't want to look like shit.
You're still gonna. Okay, go on.
So I looked up, ways to kind of kickstart a diet. I'm going to do 10 days, nothing but juice. I'm doing a juice cleanse like a girl who dropped out of high school.
Oh no! So for 10 days,
I bought a book on it. It's more. I want to see if I can mentally do it.
Okay.
That's really that's what I'm looking for, to see if I could challenge myself. You know me. I run marathons that I don't train for.
What?
Shut the fuck up. I eat peanuts.
You walked into it.
I eat peanuts that are way too hot for me.
Yeah.
So,
you drink rainwater.
I drink rainwater.
You let Richie bash you on the head with the championship belt.
After this, we need to talk about it real quick because I didn't tell you a lot about that.
I know. Richie was asking me how you were feeling.
and that 10 days, I'm only going to eat the smoothies. Apparently, they don't taste that well.
I fully believe that.
I'm going to shit my brains out. The
I hope
fiance
so.
is going to really like it. A lot of them are kale-based, so literally, I'm just going to stink up the apartment with hot gassers. I'm going to try and run 50 miles during that 10-day span, too. Average of 5 a day.
Okay.
Which, since I haven't run since my,
hernia.
yeah.
Or no, you
half-
just ran a marathon. You're half
my,
marathon.
a what?
A what?
A what?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to tell you that I am not doing this with you.
No,
I have
no.
interest in
This
it.
is a me thing.
I'm
not
I'll
doing
eat,
this
I'll
for
eat
the
chickens for 10 days. Is that a contest?
I'm going to you know what I'll do? I'll put updates on the Facebook page,
and
we're gonna
on
see
the
how-
website too. Type in
Yeah.
like day 1, day 2.
Yeah, we're gonna.
And then you also need to put your weight. You should be doing live videos.
I don't
on how
want
you're
to.
feeling.
You know, I'll do my weight, but I'll cut 50 pounds off. Of it. But afterwards, I want to cap off this by having a feast.
Oh,
Have you ever been to Pub 199?
yes.
Yeah,
I have.
I love that place. You
Okay.
can just get.
We're gonna do a live show.
We can do. Well, no. We can't do a live show because this is my idea. I driving here got this idea.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense. I want to walk in there alone, wearing a party hat that says "Happy Birthday" to me on it, looking really sad, order an absurd amount of crab legs, and just freak the waiters out and just eat it, looking really depressed.
And can I just sit in the back and take pictures?
That's
of you?
the thing. I want you and someone else to go there so you guys don't look crazy, and just like see me in this depressed state.
Maybe me, the fiance, and the landlord go and just hang out on the side
Yeah,
and
and,
watch
like,
you make an ass of
but
yourself.
just like don't ever break kayfabe. Just look like
I'm great at
you
not
know,
breaking kayfabe.
they
so.
see the hat. They see me like I'll rub.
Why are you
pepper-
doing a point for the hat like
A
you're wearing
party
a
hat.
fucking KKK
A party
robe?
hat.
It's a part.
I want to wear a hat so they know it's my birthday and they know I'm sad about it, and I'm sad, depressed, eating crab legs in Pub 199.
All right, I'm in for this. I don't know when we're gonna do it.
We'll
but
do it
but I'm
after
in.
the 10 days.
All right, so before we get into our hot takes, I just had one more thing. Did you see Goldberg from the Mighty Ducks?
Yeah, dude.
How sad is that? Like, there was legitimately a part
By
of me
the
was
way-
like, my childhood stinks.
By the way, he didn't. Obviously, he didn't age well. He doesn't look anything
he
like.
doesn't look like he's in his 40s. He looks like he's in his 70s.
He was 40.
He's got to be in his 40s, I would think. He was like 12 years old with the first Mighty Ducks, which was like 1994. I'm gonna guess he's in his 40s. Yeah, look up the guy
Holy
that played
sh-
Goldberg. He's got it. Think about it. He was what, probably 10, 12 when the first Mighty
Probably
Ducks
10.
came out. That was 1994, I want to say. And you're talking 24 years later. Yeah, he's got to be near his 40s. He looks. The last thing I saw that guy in, there was this pretty bad movie that I still liked with Owen Wilson called Drillbit Taylor.
I know the movie you're
And
talking about. I saw him. in
I
it.
actually kind of dug it. Like, it was corny for what it was, but he was the bus driver in the movie.
He's not 40.
What is he, 38?
He's 39.
And he looks like he's 60. If you guys haven't seen this, you need to look up Mighty Ducks
By the way,
Goldberg.
even like a few years ago, he didn't look that
No,
bad.
I remember he was on an episode of King of Queens back in like 2002, and he just looked like Goldberg still.
Oh my god.
It's like his teeth look like they're missing. It looks like he's got that denture voice where he's whispering the whole
He
time.
looks like he'd have a party hat eating crab legs sad.
Like he looks like he's eating crab legs out of the dumpster. Like he
probably is.
How sad is that? You know what he needs to do?
Didn't
And
they
this is-
arrest him with like a crowbar or
Yes,
something?
and this is going back into my idea that's been a running theme over a few episodes. We need to make a new Mighty Ducks where he goes onto the ice
And
and
he
he
poops so bad.
he doesn't save the kids. He molests them. Thoughts? All right, let's get into our hot takes. No, come on. What are you doing? No, you got to do your hot take, and I got to do mine. I actually have something for my hot take, so why don't I do mine? Guys, you guys know basketball. You know hockey. You guys know James Dolan. You know James Dolan? You know he plays music? You know he does music? I'm going to play his new song
Wait,
for
did
you.
you just steal my fucking hot take?
You were going to talk about James
Yeah!
Dolan? All right, well, I had another one then. No, I'm going to play.
Yeah, do that one. I'll
So James Dolan is the owner of the New York Knicks. He's a multi-billionaire. He's
believe we had the same hot
He's a
take.
complete asshole, and he does music too, and he pays these very talented musicians to play with him to write songs. A band called JD and the Straight Shot, and he wrote a song that's called "I Should Have Known," and it's about his friend who he should have known what he was doing all this time. It's about Harvey Weinstein, and I want to play this. Oh, it just stopped buffering. Well, that's
We'll link it on.
yeah.
the
We'll
page.
link it. I mean, honestly, this you could probably play over because there's no copyright on this. You can't get the song anywhere. But he wrote this song that is.
You know, I'll just throw it in the end of the episode.
Yeah. We're gonna play the song. Since it was both our hot takes, and this we'll cut it off quickly since you got to take a dump. You can't shit in my house, by the way.
I'm gonna shit on your windshield.
No, you can't. That's fine. You'd kill my car battery again, probably. So James Dolan had the song written, and the music in it isn't bad. Like the musicians are obviously.
It actually sounds like a pretty good song. I'm going to give him credit. I like that kind of music.
It's so pretentious. Like, you should have known that your buddy was raping women. It was like when Quentin Tarantino's like, he made himself the victim here. Like, feel bad for me because I didn't do anything, even though I should have known. James Dolan's probably doing it himself, and I'm not slandering him here or anything.
That's the definition.
I said he's probably. I didn't say he's definitely doing it. There's a significant difference. And if James Dolan is listening to this, please hook my friend up with some Rangers tickets and then kick him out in the middle of the game.
Okay, wait.
But yeah, look up the song.
Because you're saying he's probably doing it, present evidence. Credible.
I think that
if you said it's my belief, you'd be safe. It is my belief he's doing that, but saying he's probably doing it is
he probably knew something. No.
You say he's probably
no. I'm going to say that I'm allowed to believe that he probably knew something.
That's all you said. You said he's probably
doing it. No,
molesting people.
I probably believe not molesting, raping.
The way you worded it made it sound like he's
the way you're wording it makes you sound
Uncle
like a
Bad
jackass.
Touch.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck him. He probably is. If it came out tomorrow,
Dan speaking.
This is Dan speaking. If it came out tomorrow that you were beating up your fiance, that would shock me because I should know because of how well we know each other. If he says he knows this guy that well, I have every right to believe that he knew. Just like I believe everyone that knew Harvey Weinstein knew it was going on. And at the end of the day,
my belief that he knew.
And I don't believe you roll with those kind of people unless you're doing it yourself in some capacity. And he runs a media empire. He owns 2 sports
teams. He did have
teams.
the shit with Isaiah Thomas. Where
exactly.
He had
Yeah. So I understand that what I'm saying. In theory, if I mattered, it could get me in trouble. But I'm allowed to believe that he probably did that or has done that himself. I happen to believe that most people in a position like him have abused that.
After he sues us, takes our brand away.
What's he going to take? Our fucking board? Our mixer? He's going to take the monitor?
Hi, this is Walt Clyde Frazier of You Watch, I Listen.
Here we are with Joaquin Noah.
Joaquin, I gave you. What did I give you this week? I gave you The Weekend. What do you?
I gave you He Got Game Again.
White Man Can't Jump.
Here's White Man Can't Jump. And Space Jam. It just gives all basketball centric movies. All right. Did you have another hot take beyond that? Because you just need to hear how pretentious this asshole is to do something like this. And again, we're gonna plug the song at the end, and hopefully
we're gonna plug the song.
We're gonna plug the song so you can hear how much of a douchebag James Dolan is, and he's one of those guys that should probably not be owning a sports franchise.
I literally just had a hot take, and I just forgot. Give me a second.
They're making a 6 Pirates of the Caribbean movie, probably.
No.
Johnny Depp's new movie got canceled with a month till release. It was about the Biggie murder.
Keep going. I need to look at my notes because I literally had a second one. Shit.
What the fuck?
Well, you took my James Dolan one.
No, I took my James Dolan one. How are we supposed to be on this? See, that's how good of a chemistry we have on You Watch, I Listen, that we're on the same page. But the difference here is I said it first.
By the way, do you like my Steelers Archie Manning jersey?
I was admiring that before. It should be a Saints Archie Manning jersey, frankly.
It's not actually even so I get all my jerseys bootleg from China because
why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I?
China.
And I ordered an Archie Manning Saints one, but they seem to have given me it's Saints style, but Steelers colors.
Yeah, it's really weird. One of my favorite stories about a jersey from China for like $30. This kid got a Ravens jersey, I think for Ray Rice, which was a great decision. A guy I work with at Best Buy, and on the logo, the logo's like the Raven and all the different colors, and it says Ravens. It said Ravebs. It was Ravebs.
I legitimately want a Nat Knowles jersey.
Nat Knowles.
Okay, hold on. I really had a hot take, and I actually thought it could be a jumping off discussion point. So.
Clearly.
We need to jog my memory. Want
me to hit you with the championship belt? You didn't give us how you felt after that.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that while we
to close out.
So, what we recorded on Saturday last week, right?
Saturday morning, yeah. Friday. It was pouring outside.
Okay. I got home and I had to do a lot of. We had to record early because I had a lot of schoolwork to do, and I'm taking an accounting class. Okay. Not an easy class. It's grad level.
Do you want me to let everyone know who you work for? Nestle. Go on. So you went home, you were doing stuff, getting ready for your accounting class.
Yeah, and my head hurt because it hurt when I got hit.
Of course, you got hit with the fucking belt.
So
you challenged the toughness of that belt.
It actually it hurt like the way like
Physically, it hurt physically.
but I didn't have like a headache.
Yeah,
my head
if
hurt.
you
but I
touched
didn't
it,
have a
you're like, oh shit.
So
I have a bump.
I'm in the bathroom and running theme. I'm on the can.
Yeah, you shit a lot.
And I'm struggling a little bit, and I have one hard push. Now, when you have a push, what happens?
You well, you're squeezing, so sometimes like if you had a mirror, you'd see the little vein bulging out of your forehead.
I lost sight. Literally,
we blinded you.
I blocked. I didn't like lose consciousness, but I couldn't see.
Everything went kind of blurred.
And
Did it go black or just very fuzzy?
It went black.
Okay.
And my head, I'm not exaggerating, from where he hit
You had
me
a concussion.
down to the base of my
you
neck.
had a concussion.
I actually was going to text you, take that video down so when I die, my parents can't sue Richie for the little shit he has.
True that. Who would want to sue Richie for anything unless you could somehow get the death penalty out of it?
They to get his tattoos.
Happy birthday, Richie. Yeah. And you get his jorts that he's always wearing.
I hate his jorts. So then, I stumbled out of the bathroom.
I hate his jorts.
And
That's your hot take.
I had some. It's not painkillers. It's not like an opioid, but I had some medicine from an injury.
It's
from,
like probably like a high dosage ibuprofen kind of.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
You can only get this medicine from. It's not like a leave, but you can only get a prescription. But it's not addictive.
Yeah, of course.
And I took one of them. The problem with that medicine is it has great pain relief, but it destroys your stomach. Like
it'll either make you shit your ass or make you very constipated.
It makes me very like I'm going to throw up. Okay. You're not supposed to take it on an empty stomach.
Of course you did,
even if
you're a jackass. Go on.
So I'm struggling to see. I'm like, my head's killing me. I go to the fiance.
You had CT.
And I say, I don't feel better in the next next 15 minutes, we need to go to the hospital.
And you guys can. This video's on our Facebook, on YouTube, on our Twitter.
So then, I take the medicine. My head's killing. I can't see. I have to do the test. It's a time test, by the way. I already had started it, so the clock's running online of when I can finish this test. I have 3 hours, and I have like an hour left.
You can barely see.
I can barely see, and then all of a sudden, I'm over the toilet, about to throw up, dry heaving. Every dry heave's making the head pulse.
You probably had bleeding on the brain. You're lucky you lived.
So now I'm Googling concussions.
You had a concussion, like no doubt.
It didn't stop hurting until like
Tuesday. You were a dumbass, and you said this thing isn't that hard.
I didn't think it was that. It looked cheap.
And now you know that wrestling is real.
Oh my, yeah, it's real, dude.
It's real,
dude. It was horrible. I legitimately was like, I don't want Richie to lose his
job,
his
life. I want him to lose his life. Maybe not his job. Like while he's alive, I want him to be somewhat comfortable
at work.
Yeah, lose his life at work or lose his job at work.
He forgot to sign the papers for life insurance. So.
That's awesome. All right, do you have anything else, or is that it for this week?
Dude, I actually had a legitimate hot take, and I'm like pissed that
All
I
right,
forgot
you have 10
it.
seconds to remember it, and then I'm ending the episode.
Boom.
You got nothing.
No, I don't have
Okay.
anything.
All right, so this is episode 15 of You Watch, I Listen. I'm Dan Perozzi.
I'm Ralph.
And again, thank you to our friends at Lobo Sound, Blood Rain Lit Mag, and Shots for Like podcast.
Oh, I remember it now. Shit. I do.
Go on.
So this week, what's my favorite radio show? Or we both, if we had to choose like our favorite,
the Michael K. Show.
Michael K. Show.
No,
You're
Ron
correct.
Bennington.
Ron's my favorite broadcaster,
O&A?
but O&A is the one that you and I.
Yes, absolutely.
We come from that family.
Sure.
We
Yeah,
talk about the bits
our everything here is very heavily inspired. Our
by
banter,
O&A.
Yeah.
So it came out, I think it was late last week, that Opie, who's now doing his own podcast. This is a little inside. I'm not going to explain the whole history, but
Greg Opie Hughes.
Yeah, Greg Opie Hughes and Anthony Cumia, Opie and Anthony of the show, had a big falling out, and now they do separate things. And Opie is kind of the pariah. No one sides with him for the most part.
Opie has no friends from the Opie and Anthony tree anymore.
There's a few like
that are friendly
guys.
Like Bob Levy's cool with him.
Yeah,
Artie's okay with him.
But for the most part, everyone's sided with Anthony.
Yeah.
And they've been taking, jabs on and off.
And that's after a year and a half ago where it looked like they were close to...
Yeah. So Opie, he put on his show recently that I defy anyone to find a podcast funnier than mine.
No, find anything that's more... not just a show.
more
find anything that's more consistently funny than the Opie radio show.
So, by the way, the Opie...
It's horrendous. Carl Ruiz is good. I like Carl.
Carl's great.
He's great.
Vic's okay. I actually
Vic's
like
okay.
Sherrod.
Sherrod is funny.
I like everyone but Opie on that show.
Fair.
And
it sounds like the old O&A.
I used to be an Opie apologist. It took
me too.
A while to come around that he really isn't that good.
So go on. Anything consistently funnier than the Opie radio show podcast.
Anthony on his show did this bit where he named really brutal
him
things.
And Dave Landau.
Oh,
you can find this things funnier than Opie radio.
It's hilarious.
It's brutal.
It's bad. Don't listen to it.
9/11.
Yeah, things like that, like Stillborn. Like it was.
Yeah, no,
It's great if you like that kind of humor.
Oh, it's dark.
But it did come to my O&A is a big part of the
fabric of our humor.
Yeah, I love everything about it. I know every bit. Dan goes deep with it. And I probably even go deeper than him.
But we still come. You and I both come across ones we haven't heard sometimes.
Do.
Yeah,
It's
dude. Our buddy Bobo is from the Opie and Anthony show.
Bobo's.
Yeah, come on, like exactly.
We've met Eastside Dave.
Yeah.
I've met Ron. Like
we met Big A.
We're Uber fans.
Yeah,
and O&A was there for me.
O&A was a constant in my life from 2000 to 20 years ago.
Yeah. Bad day at school, bad day at college.
A good day at school, a good day at everything. Yeah, they was always there and always in the backdrop.
Memories of me driving around with my dad listening to it and him turning it down because Jimmy's making shit jokes.
Same here.
So to see it at this state,
where no one,
it kind of it occurred to me at this point, and it's something I knew, but I never really hit me, that this show that's kind of modeled my humor and was such a big part of my life, and it's been gone for about 4 years now, but it's not just gone, it's dead, and not only is it bad, but it's soiled at this point, that all the dramas come out, how much they actually hate each other.
How long they hated each other, too. Those last 4 years, they didn't have like any type of personal relationship.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that it was sad to me, even though it was hilarious, that these guys really will never be in the same room together again.
And Jimmy too. Jimmy's not cool with Opie.
Too.
It's everyone. Everyone's still cool except Opie.
And
how can you burn a bridge with Colin Quinn?
Opie was the weak part of the show, but he also built that brand with everything. And
of course,
he did do something. He was good with Jocktober. He was good
at facilitating, and he was at one point a very good interviewer.
If you listen to the Anthony Cumia show, I love Anthony, despite his personal flaws.
Yeah,
the show's a clusterfuck compared to O&A.
Of course it is.
So
Jim and Sam is the closest carnation to that.
So it is sad that it's forever gone at this point.
Yeah, and that we'll never see it.
Yeah, and that's just something that I kind of came to the realization.
It's definitely unfortunate because some of our favorite comedians from Patrice O'Neal, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, Rich Voss, Colin Quinn.
Have you ever met Voss in person?
No, I have not met Voss.
He's as nasty and mean as he is on the show, and it makes me so happy.
I believe it, but like the amount of comedians, Bob Levy. By the way, Bob Levy and Artie are doing a show in Rockaway on Sunday, in Bud Lake. At a hotel. I think Bobo and his mom are going to be there. If you
I might be able to.
All right, we'll
I have a busy weekend.
We'll talk about it.
I'll try.
Yeah, we'll talk about it Sunday night if we go for a little bit maybe. But beyond that, so
Levy didn't Levy was in a bad car accident like
at one point. Yeah, he's still trying to. But I love Bob Levy. He's a great guy.
Him bashing Lady Di on O&A with
so good. If you guys if you're not big into O&A, you need to go through the archives. If you want,
we could do a show just about O&A.
Exactly. And if you ever want to hear like some of the classic bits, shoot me a message and I'll send you some. But we got to go off now. We actually went longer than I thought we would. No guess. This has been a lot of fun. So again, thanks to Blood Rain Lit Mag, our buddies at Lobo Sound. We love you guys. And Fudge and Finn's Shot for Like podcast. We'll hopefully be hooking up with those guys soon. Go check them out. They're fantastic. So again, for You Watch I Listen, I'm Dan Perozzi.
I'm Ralph.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Wait, don't pause it.
We were friends, talked for hours without end about his latest story, how to deal with fame and glory. All the girls who adored him catered to his every whim. Nothing he could lose, all he needed to do was choose. I should have known, I should have thrown myself across his tracks, stopped him from these vile attacks. I should have known, we believed and didn't see through the lies he told us all that led him to his endless fall. I should have known, I should have known. I should have known, I should have known. And what of the others? In some way, all my brothers, sitting on the very top, could not hear the call to stop. Behind locked doors, the eyes of men who take what don't belong to them from those who seek the bright and starry are threatened with, you will be sorry. I should have known, I should have known, I should have thrown myself across his tracks, stopped him from these vile attacks. I should have known, we believed and didn't see through the lies he told us all, and led him to his endless fall. I should have known, I should have known. I should have known, I should have thrown myself across his tracks, stopped him from these vile attacks. I should have known, we believed and didn't see through the lies he told us all, and led him to his endless fall. I should have known, I should have known. I should have known, I should have known. I should have known, I should have known. I should have known, I should have known.